By the light of the sun, by the depth of the moon, by the flame of the wand, and by the pentacle of earth, I call upon the guides of wisdom, the ancestors of the craft, and the holy guardian angel. Guide us now through the stations of the dove and serpent. Reveal what is hidden, that we may transform it into light. Hello, Libra. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name's Paul. Together we walk the path of the dove and serpent spread, an 11-fold journey of transformation. Each position reveals a unique aspect of your journey, alternating between the essence of your being and the events that help to shape your destiny. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have the Princess of Pentacles. You're a very resourceful person, right? You're somebody that I think people really can count on. Somebody that people feel like you kind of know how to do things or how to acquire things, kind of what I'm feeling. The first position is the station. This is how we view ourselves, right? And we may be feeling like we're just about ready to sort of give birth to something very, very important in life. Something in your life is about to come to fruition. Okay, something is about to be born through you, through your actions, through your commitment, through the work that you've been doing. Something's about to happen. And I think when you close your eyes at night, when you're going to bed, you can feel it in your bones that something is just about to manifest, right? Something is going to be born through you very, very soon, okay? You're somebody that I think has been putting in a lot of effort and energy into something. Usually this card's about the investment, you know? That you've been putting in time, effort, energy, and or money into something, and it's just about now ready to give you the return, okay? It's about ready to provide you with the reward for whatever all this work has been. And that's a very good sign. We got to put this card into a little bit of context to see how you might be responding or reacting to this and what might be part of this energy. Here we have an Ace of Wands. Here we have a Princess of Cups. We have a Queen of Swords. We have a Five of Swords. We have a Prince of Wands. Well, good, a lot of court cards here. That's 4 court cards right here in the path of the dove. Here we have the Hierophant. We have an Ace of Pentacles, a Five of Pentacles, and a Princess of Swords. Interesting now. A lot of court cards. I feel like there are probably a lot of people that are relying on you for something, that are depending on you. Okay. We're going to select a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it over here with Dwight K. Schrute right on top. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Okay. Now, let's look around the room. Okay. We have, just one major arcana energy, and it's your persona. It's your general energy right now, and that's the Hierophant. And so that's quite interesting, and we'll talk about that card here in just a minute. Otherwise, we've got fire and fire, a little bit of water, air, air, and air, earth, earth, and earth, okay? So this is how we are thinking and processing and planning and asking questions and figuring out things in order to bring about the materialization. See, this is now something that the Princess of Pentacles is about to give birth to. Here it is being born, okay? And so we're sort of learning how to deal with this and learning what this means and what else we have to do to sort of facilitate this, okay? The second card that we drew was the Ace of Wands, right? This is the battle. field, right? This is where your conflict lies. This is your quest right now. And I think it really is to keep this flame alive, okay? It feels to me that something is about ready to be born, and it's important that you stay focused. If we feel like we're almost at the end of our journey, we might start like kind of goofing off a little bit, you know? We might start not taking it as seriously. We might end up losing focus. And that very often happens when we're getting close to an accomplishment, we're getting close to a finish line. We either start to celebrate a little too early, or we end up self-sabotaging. We end up kind of getting bored or something, and we end up just like doing something that's kind of not productive, not conducive to the goal. And we think, gosh, why did I do that? I was so close to getting it, and then I just made this stupid mistake. So Spirit right now wants you to stay focused. Don't lose sight of the goal. Don't lose your concentration. This card is all about the attention, where your mind, where your vision is going, right? Wherever your eyes are looking, that's where your body's going to go. And so it's very important that we don't get distracted right now. I think you have a lot of people around you that are sort of like tugging at your robes, you know, and saying, come on, hurry up, let's do it, let's get it going. Is it done yet? Is it done yet? Is it done yet? And no, it's still in the oven. It's still cooking. Let's not be in a rush. Stay focused. It's kind of like the the pitcher in the baseball game. You've got one out left. Don't get distracted now. You know, you think, and we see that, you know, I used to watch baseball a lot when I was a kid, San Francisco Giants. And there'd always be these games, you know, where it's just like you feel like you've already won the game, and so everybody gets a little cocky and people kind of goofing off, not really taking it seriously. And then the other team hits a grand slam and they end up winning the game or something, or your team makes really ridiculous mistakes. And it's just like, we lost. It was in the bag. It was a guaranteed win, but then we sort of lost our concentration. We lost our focus. Yeah. Spirit says, keep your focus right now. Because something is about to be born into your world. You are about to reach the goal here. I look at the Ace of Pentacles as the summit of the mountain, not the beginning of a path, but the summit, the goal, the finish line, right? The jackpot at the end here. And I think it's very important that you stay focused, because right now is the critical time where we can blow the whole thing. And we don't want to do that, do we? No. So that's the challenge, right? The challenge is you have all these people nagging you, whoever they are, I'm not really sure. It is interesting, though, with the court cards, we have fire, water, air, and you have the earth, right? That you're kind of this earth person, but you have the fire and the water and the air kind of supporting you. I think that's quite nice, actually, because it does show a balance, right? We have all of those court cards here. Nice balance of elements. And to me, it's showing that, yes, you are staying focused, right? That you are staying committed. This future position card, the Prince of Wands, it's a very fixed fire energy. You're staying concentrated. You're not getting distracted by things. You're very well aware of your emotions, right? Under the surface here, the desires. This is position 3. It's your soul. It's kind of what's whispering to you from within. It's kind of saying, let's go do something fun. Yeah, let's get rid of this and go have a real good time somewhere. Let's do something else, right? This is an impulsive feeling. And it's odd that it happens so close to getting finished with a task, where it's very hard to stay committed when you're at the end, because maybe there's already part of us that's like, oh, I get to do whatever's next, you know? That I want to hurry up and finish this now, and end up doing it rather sloppily or completely fumbling it, because I'm so ready to celebrate after, or to move on to the next thing. Or it's like when we get close, we know something's ending, right? We're already feeling the disappointment. We've already gone through all the emotions of it, and it's like, okay, I'm ready to just give up and go on to the next thing. There are a lot of reasons why we might end up kind of ruining something when we're so close to finishing it. Okay, so don't let your desires or these fleeting emotions on board, let's do something fun, or think of how much great it would be if we just switch to a different task right now, you know? We don't want to do that, okay? So this is something that's kind of whispering whispering to you from within, seeking expression. And it's okay to listen to this card. This card's at the bottom, right? It's underneath the surface. Something is coming from within you. And it's okay to acknowledge these desires, or these whims, maybe, these dalliances, the fluctuating emotions that we have now. But the point is to not let them drive the car, right? This is water and earth. This is feeling to behavior. We got to put a gap. We got to put a buffer in between those. Just like with this one, this is earth and earth. This is a princess and a prince. All the princesses are living in the moment, but acting on impulse. And all the princesses then are kind of impulsive. And so what we need to do when we get these cards, it's a reminder that we have to put space between the feeling and the action, the feeling and the behavior. In this case, we have to put space between counting the chickens before they've hatched, right? Spending the money before we've made the money, sort of thing. Because there is this earthly, physical impulse that is coming way too soon. It's kind of like, now's not the time for that. Now is the time to stay focused, concentrated, stick with it, which is what we have here too, right? So with all these princesses, the message is to don't let them drive the car. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay focused on your activities, on the responsibilities, on the tasks, on the whatever it is, right? Whatever are the requirements, the duties right now, right? So we can listen to these emotions, we can feel them, but we don't want to let them steer us in a different direction right now because we're gone. It's impulsive, right? And we got to be really careful with this. This might be we're so close to getting something done, and then we say, oh gosh, but you know what? I kind of miss being home. I miss my bed or whatever, and it's just like, don't let those feelings overwhelm you now. For some reason, they tend to pop up when we're very close to something big, right? Very close to the jackpot. There's going to be that feeling like, I'm kind of hungry. I think I'm going to leave and go do something else, right? We don't want to do that. The fourth position is in the past event, okay? The past influence is here. And it is a Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is typically a card that is looking at the past. And the queens are always figuring out how to end something. Kind of like wondering what an experience meant. Yeah. So when something ends in our life, the Queen of Swords is going to spend a lot of time thinking about the path. Thinking about, okay, well, I took a left turn, it led me here. I took a right turn and there and there and there. We're trying to do the math retroactively. You know what I mean? And so this card is in the past, looking at the past. And I wonder if this is too much of, like the cart before the horse kind of thing. That we're trying to figure out, we were anyway perhaps, trying to figure out too many things before they actually happened. Yeah? Trying to plan for everything that really didn't need planning at that time. So I feel that this is something that you've already calculated in a way. I think that you already you already understand that this is something that's going to come to a conclusion at some point, and then there will be something after it. So there's already this progression that you understand, right? You understand what the first phase of things were, you understand what phase you're in now, and you understand what's coming next. And so there's a realization that everything happens in a kind of linear order. You're not trying to run before you can walk. You're not trying to put the cart before the horse. You're not doing things in backwards order. It's like 1, 2, 3, A, B, C kind of thing. I think that this is really important that we keep that in mind. And we don't start getting anxious or worried or nervous or confused or second-guessing or doubtful right now because things are happening the way they're supposed to happen. We knew that this was going to be the order of things, and that's all right, And so we need to just kind of let them operate, let things flow the way they're flowing. Yeah. The The fifth card then is the Giant. This is a very major influence, a dominating influence in your life right now. And it's a Five of Swords. It's a card of doubt. It's a card of defeat. It's a card of pessimism and it's a lot of self-criticism. Okay? And in some ways, this is kind of challenging your progress. Just as your heart down here was kind of saying, maybe we should go do something else, something more fun. Hey, I'm kind of hungry. Let's go eat. Let's say, screw this work. Let's go get a burger, right? Let's go get a bite to eat. The Five of Swords is similar, but it's that part of your mind that's saying, this isn't going to work. This something's wrong about this. Something isn't right. I made a mistake. I got to go back. I've got to stop. I've got to do something else. We start to doubt the progress that we're making, or it's kind of like the closer we get to success, the more nervous we get about that success. And we start making up all these kind of reasons. Our heart, our mind are kind of trying whatever they can to like manage this energy that we're feeling, and it kind of becomes that I've kind of lost sight of things, and maybe now I'm thinking too much about it. I'm overdoing it, right? And I could tell you, I'm neurodivergent, so I understand this card, because for hours on end, I'll be in the studio moving the lights around a little bit, and before I, even film anything, I'm thinking, oh gosh, I got to redo the lights over here. I got to move them this way, and pretty soon the whole day is gone, and I haven't even done my work yet, right? So we're getting distracted by things that aren't super important, and it's taking away our focus. Again, it's kind of like the objective for you, the quest, is to stay focused and concentrated and get done what you need to get done. Don't get distracted by all these questions like, is there too many shadows? If I move the card like this, I kind of get a shadow on my face, and I don't like that. If I hold the card over here, I'm shadowed like that, and I don't like it, and it bugs me, right? But am I going to let that prevent me from doing what I need to do? Well, sometimes, yeah. Today was one of those days. It's getting later and later, and I'm still getting my readings done, because I've been worried about these things. And kind of once we get fixated on certain problems or questions or issues or little bugs that we find, we're going to spend all of our time hunting for the bug rather than just getting the work done, right? And this is something we see all the time, and it's been in computer programming kind of scenarios, and even an episode of Breaking Bad, right, where they were trying to catch the fly. Remember that one? It's a great show. I love Bryan Cranston. I did hear that he was a fan of the show. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, the point being that we get distracted. We let our mind start focusing on questions that don't really need answers right now. So our strength, what we have to really do, what we need if we want this, whatever's coming from this goal, this jackpot, this win, is freedom, it's happiness, it's life, it's love, it's growth, right? Whatever is happening here. We need to not get caught up in unnecessary drama. We need to stay firm and focused and concentrated. See, there's shadows on the table now even. Can't get rid of them. But anyway, that's the fifth card. Now the sixth card, the very next steps for you, the imago. This is the image of the immediate future. This shows you fixed in your fire. This shows you with laser focus on the goal, not worried about the distractions. I'm staying on the gas pedal, cruise control. You automate certain things in your life, takes away the problem, right? You automate something, and it means that you don't then you don't give yourself the room to fiddle with it, So the more things, like they tell you, if you want to save money out of your paycheck every week, right? You make it an automatic transfer. It's $10, 25, whatever it is. And I'll do an automatic transfer. So that way it's done for you, and you don't have the opportunity to say, well, no, maybe I'm not going to do it today. Maybe this month I'll do something else with that money. No, it's automatic. It's already happening. And this is kind of a Ulysses contract in a way, right? Where we set things up in our life to make it easier for us to succeed, rather than giving us too much rope with which we can hang ourselves. Not to be morbid, but, the Hanged Man is a card that exists in the tarot. So that's what this card shows you doing. Figuring out ways that you can set up your life to guarantee your success rather than to give you opportunities to fail. You set yourself up for the win, right? How can we automate things? How can we put things in a particular order or into a particular system where there's not going to be as much room for distraction or for our thoughts or feelings, right, to our behaviors to interfere with what we really need to do right now. Okay? You set yourself, for me, it's kind of like if I want to set myself up for the win, what I got to do is, well, I let my wife buy the groceries and I don't have ice cream in the house, That way I am setting myself up for the win, that I can get through the day and say, hey, I ate well today. I ate healthy food today. Because I didn't give myself the opportunity to fail. And maybe that is saying, well, maybe I just don't have the willpower. If I'm trying to build up my willpower, I'll fill my house with ice cream and I'll try not to eat it. Okay? But we have to know ourselves well enough to say, look, I'm trying to get to a certain goal here. I got to try to make it as easy as possible for myself. Maybe in other ways I can work on my willpower, but if that is a really big, important thing, I'm not going to use that as the opportunity. Well, I'm just going to test myself today. No, I'm going to try to make it as guaranteed as I can, doing whatever I can within my means to make that happen, okay? So that's what the Prince of Wands is for you. That fixed fire energy. Set it on cruise control. When I'm driving, I put the car on cruise control. That way I can't speed and I won't get a ticket. I can't afford to get a ticket, And so cruise control. And it's good. And that way this is kind of the cruise control card anyway. Path of the Serpent. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Let me know what you think of the lighting. Does it work? There are too many shadows. The position 7 is the persona. And it's your general energy. This is the way other people see you. This is the way other people experience your energy. And this is the person that knows how to get things done. This is the person that has it all figured out. This is the person that maybe find it very easy to do things, right? And there's nothing incorrect about this card, but I think people don't understand how much work goes into you doing what you do, okay? This is somebody that people see as like having all the answers. You don't have all the answers, do you? It's impossible to have all the answers. We're doing the very best that we can. And some people may look at you and think, you're a success, like you got it easy. I don't know why whatever you're doing comes so easy to you. Well, as we can see with the path of the dove, that it does not come easy to you. Okay? People see you as a resource. People see you as somebody that is kind of a, I don't want to say like a know-it-all, all right? I guess I said it already. But it kind of feels as if people wonder how you're able to do things so well. And I think I like this persona. I like the Hierophant in this position as a general energy, as a persona is good. It has the potential to be like a know-it-all or somebody that doesn't think they have to really struggle with anything because it's in the bag. So this could be a little bit of that arrogance, in the baseball game, that we're going to lose the game because we took it for granted that we were going to win. But I like this card here better than in the position of your environment, because the Hierophant in the environment is basically putting reliance on something outside of ourselves. You project this image of somebody that is resourceful, can figure it out, does have everything they need to succeed. Okay? If I don't have it, I can create it. If I can't create it, I can acquire it. So this is that confidence, But it's not arrogance. And so I like this. Yeah. And again, this is how other people see you, as sort of the expert of things. And maybe your expertise is really well earned. Yeah. I think that we sort of project this energy. We project this image of kind of like knowing how to do things even when I don't. And this makes for a pretty good teacher, professor, a role model, a manager, a boss, a business owner. We sort of don't want everybody to see us struggling here. This is the public face that we put on. This is what's happening beneath the surface. This is what's happening in your private life. But what other people see, somebody well put together, you know. I think that's really good. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As long as this is serving the goal here, whatever the goal is, whatever is about to come to fruition for you. Now, position 8 is the goal itself. This is the summit of the mountain. This is what's happening in your environment. And I think the closer we get to the summit of the mountain, the skinnier becomes the path. The more narrow becomes the edge of the razor that we're walking on, right? And so any little movement is going to be the wrong movement. We have to stay perfectly straight right now. It's kind of like, you have at the base of the mountain, you have that 10 of Pentacles, right? Very wide at the base. A lot of opportunities, a lot of different things we can do, a lot of different paths we can try, a lot of different, we can sort of switch paths, we can experiment, we can try different things. The further up we get, there's only one path. All the paths converge, right? And pretty soon there's only one choice that's the right choice. Everything else is going to lead us back down the mountain, right? So it becomes more and more, the closer we get to success, the more important is our concentration, our focus, and our discernment. Because there becomes only one right answer. We're at the base of the mountain, there's a lot of right answers. A lot of things we can try, we can experiment, We get further and further along, the path gets more and more narrow. Okay, there are slippery slopes on either side of us, and it becomes way more important that we stick to the correct behaviors and the correct focus, so we don't slide all the way back down. Okay, and so these positions in the spread are very intimately connected. So are these two, right? These two and these two, very well connected. And this is kind of those the fluctuating emotions and desires, that voice within you that says, hey, let's go get a bite to eat, let's abandon this work and go do something else that's going to feel better. It's going to be more fun, more exciting, and I'm bored and all that. And it seems like the closer we get to this, the stronger this car is going to say, hey, no, please, let's go to the restaurant. Please, let's go to the park and do something else. Please, no, please, let's get away from here. Let's go do something more fun. I don't know why it works that way. I feel like the closer we get, there's something in us that maybe is scared of that success. And so we have these desires that just say, man, I want to give up on this and go do something that's going to be more immediately gratifying, And then, of course, these two are very connected, too. The more we doubt and question and focus on the wrong things, the more our energy is focused on those wrong things. It's thought and action. Yeah, we're thinking whatever your mind is thinking about, whatever you're focused on or fixated on. Well, that's what your body's going to do. If we're focused on doubt and things going wrong and negative self-talk, that's what our body will create. Whatever you're thinking, you will become. Before we know it, our body, our earthly energy, has molded something out of clay and is handing it to us. And we're thinking, why did you give me this? I don't want this. And the body says, well, that's what you've been thinking about the whole time, so I manifested it. What you think, you become. What we dwell on, what we ruminate on, what we're fixated on is what our reality will be. And if we feel chaotic in our minds, then the world around us is going to sort of reflect that. When I'm so focused on these lights and I'm all stressed out on what the lights are doing, and now you should see the studio. There's wires everywhere. The lights are all in weird places. It's like, I need peace, I need calm, I need focus, I need concentration, I need to have a little Zen moment here. But the Five of Pentacles is in the position of the fear, worry, and concern. Yeah, this is what we don't want. And the Five of Pentacles is a card of a destabilization. It's something that's shaking the ground beneath our feet. Yeah. What we want is stability here. What we want is focus and routine. Now is not a time for us to try to do anything different. It's a time for consistency. This is instead of success, we're getting worried, right? And I think that's that's kind of part of the anxiety is not knowing if we're going to make it. You know, the closer we get to the summit of the mountain, the more we realize that now every step really counts. Every step is critical now, right? It's kind of like, you ever watch that show Top Chef? Once they get to the final episodes of any season, and Tom has talked about this, Tom Colicchio. I heard he's the fan of the show too, but I don't know if that's true. Towards the end of the show, of the season, every dish, it's like they've refined the contestants to the best of the best. Yeah. And so when they're judging the dishes that everybody cooks in every episode, you know, they are really having to split hairs about what is just like one little parsley leaf is out of place, and that's going to be enough to send you home. Because the stakes are so high, and the perfection of things, it's so finely tuned in those later episodes that it is, you know, at the beginning it's like, well, you can be a little sloppy, you can make some mistakes, it's not really a big deal. But towards the end, it's such a, the little subtle differences are going to make the hugest difference. Okay? That one little piece of parsley that's misplaced on the plate, that's going to be the deal breaker. That's going to be what sends you home. Okay, so it becomes more and more crucial the closer we get to the end, that everything is just that we don't lose our concentration, that we stay on the top of our game. Okay, so it seems like the closer we get to that goal, the shakier becomes every step we take, the less certain we are of every step we take. And it seems like even the simplest of maneuvers could be enough to bring everything come crashing down. Yeah. And so, you know, right now maybe we're afraid of success, or we're afraid of not succeeding. We're worried about all sorts of things, yeah. And I think what we need is to rely on our training or our routine, rely on just our focus. If we just keep doing what we're doing, it's like our body knows what to do right now. You know, our body, our mind, our heart, we know how to do this task or this job or the project, whatever it is you're doing. We don't really need to focus on the fear or focus on the worry. What we need is just the routine. It's just like, you know, let your training take over kind of thing, the muscle memory in a way. But the next card, the final card, is rather interesting. It's the Princess of Swords. It's in the destiny position, the final outcome, okay? Reveals the shape of your realized self out into the world, and it's a Princess of Swords. This is somebody who is kind of thinking about thinking, right? Learning about how to learn. This is somebody who is very curious, somebody who is well, we're sort of fighting our way to the top of the mountain there, you know. But this is in the realm of thought. And so this might be that we are, the closer we get to the goal, we start to have more and more and more doubts. So it really is, it's another princess. We have a lot of princesses today. And all of the princesses are saying, let's put some space between what we're thinking and what we're doing, what we're feeling and what we're doing, between what we're doing and what we're doing, right? So I think there's a big caution against impulsivity right now. I think that you're about to reach the summit of the mountain, and the closer you get, the more we have to be very careful not to let one idea carry us away, one feeling change the course. We have to be very careful about every step we take, every place we put our foot. We have to be very careful about that. Every idea you have, every new thought that comes into your head, every opinion, every whatever it is, right? Every belief that you might start thinking about doesn't mean we have to act on it. What we need to do now is this, kind of turn off our mind and just put it on cruise control and do the thing that we're doing. Don't get any bright ideas, you know. Don't interfere with it. Don't meddle. Don't let your heart, your mind, or your body interfere with this. Fixed in the fire energy, cruise control right now. Okay? Try to set it up so that your mind is not interfering with the work that we're doing, and that our heart is not interfering with the work that we're doing. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card. This is going to be position 11. And it's the guide. It's the voice of your higher self, your true self. It's the wisdom within. And it's usually a character quality that we'll have to develop in order to continue walking the path we're on. So I feel like this is going to be something fixed in place. It may be another fixed sign, right? Another prince, or in this deck, it would be a king of something. I feel like it's going to be a king. It's going to be probably a king of pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. It's another Princess of Swords. Your mind is going to be playing tricks on you. Your mind is going to be telling you that, well, maybe if I do something a little different, that would be better. Maybe if I switch techniques. You know, like for me, it's kind of like just been doing my readings, right? Something told me, well, maybe if I switch the lights, it'll be a good idea. It was the worst thing I could have done today. Should have just left well enough alone, you know? It's a silly example, but it sort of represents what sets us off. We get this idea that maybe doing this different thing would be better. Yeah, let me try that. And then it sends us into this chaos and these fives, this turmoil, this instability that then takes us away from our goal, sets us back. Okay? When we're this close to the finish line, it's not a time for you to say, well, maybe I should try a different pair of running shoes. No. Shoes you got on are fine, you know. Oh, maybe I should take a detour. No. No detours. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay focused because you're almost there. It's not the time for me to say, well, hey, maybe I'll start experimenting with different lights, or maybe I'll experiment with a different way of pitching the ball. It's the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. Just pitch your pitch. Do what you do. Now's not the time to say, well, I'll experiment with something else, you know, that I'll come up with a new pitch or something. I'll see if, maybe I'll start throwing underhand or something, right? No, now's not the time. And those ideas may sound great in the moment, but they will ruin it, okay? They will ruin it. So doubling up on this card, I think, is very important, because I think that's kind of what's happening, is that we're getting these impulses to change something, to try something new, to experiment with something different. No. If it ain't broke, don't fix it right now. Okay? Even if in your head it sounds like a good idea, not a good idea. Okay? Now, please let the lessons of these 11 stations settle into your heart. Each card is a mirror. Each station is a temple of transformation, alternating between who you're becoming and the world you are creating. Remember, the tarot does not dictate your future. It reveals the patterns of possibility. It invites you to co-create your destiny. If this reading has illuminated your path in any way, please share your reflections down below. Together we journey onward, ever upward and ever inward. And we're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Libra on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.